What happens when one man stands against a king, a queen, and 850 false prophets? When one voice dares to challenge an entire nation's belief system and confronts their false worship with nothing but faith. This is the story of Elijah, prophet who called down fire from heaven and changed a nation's destiny. Centuries before Elijah's fire, Israel stood as a nation divided. The northern kingdom had fallen into spiritual darkness, ruled by kings who turned their backs on God. Among them, none was more wicked than Ahab.
My queen brings prosperity and worship. With Baal we'll have rain, fertility.
Ahab had married Jezebel, a Phoenician princess who brought with her the worship of Baal and Asherah. She didn't just tolerate idol worship, she institutionalized it.
Tear down the altars of Yahweh. Raise temples to Baal. Feed my prophets well. As for Yahweh's servants, hunt them. Kill them all.
The people of Israel, once bound to Yahweh by covenant, now bowed to false gods. The land was full of idolatry, blood sacrifices, and silence. But God was not silent. A voice was coming. From the rugged hills of Gilead, a man appeared, not a king, not a priest. Just a man clothed in rough garments, eyes burning with purpose. His name, Elijah the Tishbite. He walked straight into the royal court of Ahab without fear, without invitation.
As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain these years except at my word.
And just like that, he vanished. From that moment, the skies closed. The earth cracked, crops withered, rivers dried. And Baal, the so-called god of rain, remained silent.
Where is that prophet? Find him! This drought is his doing!
Forget him. My prophets say Baal will soon bless us. Let the priests chant louder.
But their chants did nothing. Israel was starving. And Elijah, he was nowhere to be found. God had taken him to safety, first by the brook of Kerith, where ravens fed him bread and meat. And when the brook dried up, God led him to a widow in Zarephath. There, Elijah witnessed the miraculous, a jar of flour that never emptied, all that never ran dry, and even a dead child brought back to life by his prayer. God was not just hiding Elijah, he was refining him, preparing him for the moment when Elijah would once again stand not in secret, but before an entire nation. 3 years of silence, 3 years without rain. The land groaned, the people suffered, and then Elijah returned. He sent word to King Ahab.
Summon all Israel to Mount Carmel. Bring the 450 prophets of Baal, the 400 prophets of Asherah. Let the people watch. It's time to choose.
Ahab came, the prophets came, the people gathered on the mountain, confused, hungry, and desperate.
How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, follow him.
Silence. The people didn't answer. Their hearts were divided.
Here is the test. We will each prepare a bull for sacrifice, lay it on the wood, but set no fire. Then you call on your God, and I will call on the Lord. The God who answers by fire, he is God.
That's a fair challenge. Yes, let it be so.
The prophets of Baal stepped forward. They built their altar. They placed their bull upon it. From morning till noon, they cried out,
Baal, answer us! Hear us! Send fire!
They danced. They leapt. They shouted. But there was no answer.
Shout louder. Maybe your God is deep in thought, busy, traveling, or asleep.
The prophets cried louder. They slashed themselves with swords until blood ran. But still no fire, no voice, nothing. Baal was silent. Then Elijah stepped forward.
Come near to me.
The people gathered close. He repaired the altar of the Lord that had been broken down. He took 12 stones, one for each tribe of Israel, and rebuilt the altar. He arranged the wood, placed the sacrifice, and then he did the unthinkable.
Fill 4 jars with water and pour it over the offering.
They did.
Do it again.
A second time, they poured.
A third time.
Water drenched the wood, the stones, the sacrifice. It filled the trench around the altar. No tricks, no hidden fire, only faith. Elijah stepped forward, raised his hands, and prayed.
O Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and I am your servant. Answer me, Lord, so these people know you are turning their hearts back again.
As Elijah's final words echoed into the sky, a stillness fell over Mount Carmel. No drum beats, no shouts, no wind, just silence. And then, real fire fell from the heavens. It consumed the sacrifice. It devoured the wood. It licked up the stones and the soil. And it drank up every drop of water in the trench. The crowd fell face down in terror and awe.
The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!
The people who once stood silent were now shouting the name of Yahweh. Falsehood had met truth and truth had spoken in fire. Elijah turned to the people, eyes burning with holy resolve.
Seize the prophets of Baal. Don't let one escape.
And they were seized, taken down the mountain, to the brook of Kishon. There, justice was carried out. The era of silence was broken. The people had seen the God who answers by fire. But Elijah was not done.
Go, eat and drink, for I hear the sound of a heavy rain.
Rain. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. But Elijah climbed to the top of Mount Carmel again. He bowed low to the ground, face between his knees, and he prayed.
Go and look toward the sea.
There's nothing. No sign.
7 times Elijah sent him.
Wait! A cloud, as small as a man's hand, rising from the sea!
Elijah rose. The drought was ending. God had spoken by fire. And now he would speak by rain. But this victory would stir more than just the skies. In the shadows of Jezreel, a queen burns with rage. And the prophet who stood before kings will soon run for his life. Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe now to follow Elijah's journey. Hit the like button if you believe God still answers by fire. And share this video if you know someone who needs to remember who the true God is.